zero common sense. Here we can see that can be notified. Well, okay. Now here we can see the points. Now let's see. Salam Habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. It is me, Michaela Santa, and welcome to you to my channel. Uh, Accordance with titles, yes, today we are roasting the points. Uh, today we are roasting Blaise Metreweli. Now, today's topic is 2008 Mumbai attacks. Now here we can say we are talking about the Mumbai attacks 2008. Here we can notify somehow Blaise Metreweli contains a significant negative moments. Significant negative contributions about the 2008 Mumbai attacks because in 2008 Blaise Metreweli we are talking about. Okay, in 2008 Blaise Metreweli were assigned in Middle East where she focused on counter-terrorism. Now let's see about the points, moments. Okay, now I think, well, here we can see somehow the moments terms here. Here, what I got found. Well, I got found some points that Blaise Metreweli 74 million received 74 million Bangladeshi taka from Rumin Farhana, BNP leaders of Bangladesh, where Rumin Farhana's age was 27 years. Okay. Now here we can say that how Blaise Metreweli was linked in 2008 Mumbai attacks. Okay. Now here we can see the points. Now let's check it. Who was the Blaise Metreweli? Blaise Metreweli is the first female chief of MI6 appointed on June 16 to 2025, marking a history moment of agency's 116 years histories. Okay. Now here we can see the points. Let's focus on the carriers. Okay. Now here she was written that around the time of that John Sowers became the chief of MI6 in 2009. Blaise Metreweli was heading up to MI6 stations in Middle East. Okay, that means here Blaise Metreweli somehow heading up the points. Who was the Blaise Metreweli? Well, just for a moment, hence I have to see the. Here is Blaise Metreweli, and it is look at her the points. Well, now here we can notify at the significant points, and here I would show you about the Bing maps when Blaise Metreweli was heading up the MI6 stations in the Middle East. That means her MI6 stations can be in Saudi Arab, in or in Oman's, or in Iran's, or in Yemen's, or in Pakistan's. And here, that's the significant points at the momentums. Okay. Well, now here it is the points about the Mumbai. Uh, how Bangladeshi terrorists or some terrorists trained by Bangladeshi army can attack on Mumbai in 2008. It is 26/11. Okay. Now here it is just a demonstrative hypothetical scenarios as I can show you, and the real stories would be shown by Americans. Okay, now here the departure is Dhaka, Bangladesh. Then the fly route goes to well Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Then the fly would land on Mogadishu, Somalia, and then the fly would land on Pakistan. Here the distance is 13,171 kilometers. As the round figure, we can say 36,200 kilometers. Okay. Now here we can see Bangladeshi trained Pakistani terrorist in 26/11. Here the departure is Dhaka, Bangladesh. Arrival is Mumbai, Maharashtra, India. Well, now here we could see that Azmal Kasab said that he was from Pakistan. Actually, Azmal Kasab did not lie that he was from Pakistan. It is she, Azmal Kasab. Well, Azmal Kasab was actually Pakistani, but the point is that here you can notify the moments. Here I would show you that how Azmal Kasab trained where in Bangladesh. Distance. Well, here departure is Karachi, Sindh, Pakistan, and here you can see the points. It is Dubai, 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 RAE. And now here we can write here Dhaka, Bangladesh. Well, now here we can write some moments. Kuala Lumpur. And in this before we can write on here Mogadishu, the capital city of Somalia. Okay. Now here when Ajmal Kasab trained Ajmal from Pakistan to Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, He goes to first Dubai, then he in the flight he goes to Somalia, then he goes to Kuala Lumpur, then he returns goes to Bangladesh, and here the flying distance is almost 12,900 for trainings. And here how Ajmal Kasab came from Bangladesh, when he can say that he came from Karachi, Pakistan. Okay, because here we can see in this route from Bangladesh to Mumbai, here last stop is Karachi, Sindh, Pakistan. Okay, and now here we can see the points. Here flying distance is 13,200 kilometers and the flying time is 1 second. Okay, and here half of weight of Saudi airplanes is 200,000 kilograms. Well, now here we can see the points. Now here, just for a moment, uh, here kinetic power is almost 24.848 trillion megawatts. And what is the fuel? Fuel is petrol, Saudi Arabia. Okay. Now here we can see, well, now here you can see the points in these moments as we Blaise Metro, the Asmal Kasab, founded by Blaise Metreweli, uh, attacks from Karachi to Pakistan when Ajmal Kasab was trained in Dhaka, Bangladesh. Uh, from Ajmal Kasab from the Pakistan to Karachi to Mumbai, it was a simple route. It is just 1,000 kilometers or 2,000 kilometers. But uh, here the point is that from training centers to Mumbai, Maharashtra, India, it is that the distance is almost 13,200 kilometers. And here the point is, here the flying time is 1 second. And here we can say now Blaise Metreweli, in the previous live stream, I have shown you that how Blaise Metreweli use the high speed plane for in the purpose of terrorism, as we can see the points. Well, and when here you can see terrorist attack was happened on almost uh, evening 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Well, let's say the assume times because even I don't know about the proper times. Okay, now here the assume time is 6 o'clock. I mean almost the 5 o'clock, evening 5 o'clock, Azmal Kasab lands on Mumbai, India, and he would be depart from Karachi at noon 2 o'clock. Okay, and here noon 2 o'clock, that would be distance would be 2,000 kilometers between Karachi to India. Karachi from Pakistan to Mumbai to India. Okay, and hence here we can see the points. Well, Karachi from Dhaka, the tourist center, to Karachi, the distance would be almost uh, 12,000 kilometers. It is 12,000 kilometers. Hence, when the flying point is 1 second is the flying timings, and here on the via route is Kuala Lumpur, the capital city of Malaysia, Mogadishu, the capital city of Somalia, and Karachi, the capital city of Pakistan. And here is the momentums. And now let's see what is the flying time when he would land on Karachi at the noon 1 o'clock at the Pakistani times. When he was departed at when he was departed from Dhaka, Bangladesh, as Ajmal Kasab departed from Dhaka, Bangladesh at morning at noon 1 o'clock 1 second 2. That means it the timing in the Pakistani time that would be 12 noon 12 o'clock 59 minute 59 second past. And here it is the points here we can see that was the significant moments because Ajmal Kasab was trained in Dhaka, Bangladesh. Here is the points that how Blaise Metreweli is received 74 million Bangladeshi takas from Rumin Farhana, Bangladesh nationalist leader politicians of Bangladesh, when Rumin Farhana age was 27 years. Because Rumin Farhana was born in 1981 and in 2008 Rumin Farhana age is 27 years. And because in 2001 Rumin Farhana's age is 20 years. That was the points. And in this points, it is the last year when Bangladesh contains caretaker government. And here the chief advisor of Bangladesh was Fakhruddin Ahmed, and the president of Bangladesh was Yazuddin Ahmed, that to be elected by Bangladesh Nationalist Party Prime Minister Begum Khaleda Zia, where after Prime Minister when in 2007, after Bangladeshi Prime Minister Begum Khaleda Zia resigned, here Fakhruddin caretaker governments took the government of Bangladesh. And it is the points. Now, what about in India? In India, for Pratibha Patil was the president of India, and Dr. Manmohan Singh was Prime Minister of India, where governmental leaders was of India was Sonia Gandhi. And here in that times, under the care of Fakhruddin, Rumin Farhana provides 74 million Bangladeshi taka to Blaise Metreweli, where Blaise Metreweli was MI6 agent in Middle East. In the Middle East country could be Oman, the Middle East country would be Dubai, the Middle East country could be Saudi Arabia, or the Middle East country could be Iraq or Iran or Kuwait. Hence, in the previous life, I have mentioned that when now in previous life, I have mentioned that how indirectly Blaise Metreweli was involved in September 11 attacks when Blaise Metreweli was second secretary diplomats about the economy in Dubai, where in from 2000 to 2003, the first lady of Dubai was Sheikh Hind bin Maktoum Al Maktoum, and the Saudi deputy educational minister was Noura bint Abdullah Al Faiz. Okay, now here our honorable British agent Blaise Metreweli was influenced from them. And here we can see if Mumbai would be shining always, the Blaise Metreweli could not control the proper educations of Maharashtra. I mean the Maharashtra, the provincial state of India. Hence that Blaise Metreweli received 74 million Bangladeshi takas from Rumin Farhana. Okay, now in that times, what was 74 million Bangladeshi takas? That was 200,000 United States dollars. And here we can see the points. Now here I can share that how kinetic powers could be calculated. Now let's see that how kinetic powers could be calculated. Here you can see the points. Well, here is now here disclaimer is my live stream is just in the purpose to provide the awareness from the woke terrorist Blaise Metreweli, who is now women director of MI6. Okay, now let's see about the kinetic powers. Well, how can we calculate the kinetic powers? Here we can learn from our honorable scientist Isaac Newton. The kinetic powers equation is half of weight of Saudi Airlines plane multiplied by distance square. Here divided by travel time cube. But here when flying time is 1 second, here travel time is equal to travel time square equal to travel time cube equal to travel time to the power 7 equal to travel time to the power 666, because 1 is equal to 1 square equal to 1 cube equal to 1 to the power 7 equal to 1 to the power 666. Hence, the equations of kinetic powers became half of weight of Saudi airplanes multiplied by distance squares. And what is half of Saudi airline planes? The weight that is 200,000 kilograms. And what is the distance square? Distance square is one well 13,200 squares. Now we know that distance is 13,200 kilometers. That means uh, 132 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 kilometers. Hence, here we can see 2000 kilometers. Hence, we can see the points distance. What is the equations of distance squares? That is 132 squares multiplied by 10 to the power 5 squares. What is 10 to the power 5? That is 10 to the power 10. What is multiplication of uh, 10 to the power 5 and 10 to the power 10? That is 10 to the power 5 cube. That means it is 10 to the power 5 cube is 10 to the power 15. Okay. Now let's see what is the 132 squares. That is 17,424. And the multiplication of 17,424 and 2 is 34,848. That means here the kinetic power is 34,848 multiplied by 10 to the power 15 watts. That means 34.848 trillion megawatts. And now here we can see the fuel is petrol from Saudi Arabia. Okay. Now here we can see. Now here is my disclaimer is that when the Blaise Metreweli is women agent of MI6 stations in Middle East, that means somehow here we can say there is somehow the terrorist activities in the Blaise Metreweli. And now here I can show you the points at the moments. Okay, and here we can see this. Well, what is the necessary fuel volumes? The necessary fuel volume is 458 quadrillion liter of petrols. Okay. Now here we can see the points 458. Now how we could calculate the fuel volumes of the plane used for 2008 Mumbai attacks to land in Karachi, Pakistan, where departure is Dhaka, Bangladesh. Now here, when the travel time is 1 second, here kinetic power is kinetic energies. Hence, the equation of volume is P equal to P divided by bracket of engine capability multiplied by petrol density multiplied by petrol specific heat multiplied by here temperature distance. Okay, and now what is the temperature distance of petrol? That is 50 degrees Celsius. What is the specific heat of petrols? That is almost 2 joule per kilogram per Kelvin. What is the density of petrol, that is 0.7778 uh, kilogram per liter. And what is the engine capability? 98 percent. Now, what is the kinetic powers of the Saudi Airlines planes carrying Ajmal Kasab, the Pakistani terrorist, trained in Dhaka, Bangladesh? That is 34,848 multiplied by 10 to the power 15. Okay. Hence, here we can see the points. The equation is clear. So, hence, the equation is to bring us the answer, and the answer is 458 quadrillion liters of petrols. Okay. Now here it is on the peak of the petrol price. In that times, petrol price was used to 2.4 United States dollars. Said hi. Salam, how are you? Well, and here for it was used to petrols for 2.4 United States dollars per liters. Hence, here we can see, as the accordance with the round figures, the petrol expenditure was 1100 quadrillion United States dollars. That here we can see the points, and here is the moments. It was almost several times more than the entire gross domestic products of United States of America. And wait a moment, that in the times, now let's check it, that what was what was the gross domestic products of India? Well, okay, gross domestic product of India in 2008. Okay. Now here we can see gross domestic of India in 2008 is almost 1.2 trillions. Okay. Now here we can see, now let's check if in that time United States would be bankrupt or not. United Kingdom would be bankrupt or not. Gross domestic products of United Kingdom kingdom in 2008. Okay. Now, in the points that in 2008, well, it was approximately 2.95 trillion United States dollars as a United Kingdoms. Okay. But now, here we can see that was the calculations for that. Here we can see the moments. The total cost is 1100 quadrillion United States dollars. when the United Kingdom gross domestic products was 2.95 trillion United States dollars. Okay, now let's see the points to be checked. 1100 multiplied by 10 to the power 15 he enter divided by, okay, it is okay or not? Well, enter divided by 2.95 multiplied by 10 to the power 12. Okay, now here we can see, uh, now here it was the huge amounts that 37 372.88 I mean 372,882 times United Kingdom would be bankrupt. And now that was the moments. Here we can see because of Mumbai 2008 Mumbai attacks. Somehow it was the third time when United Kingdom where would be bankrupt at the moment. And in those times where Tony Blair has been resigned as the Prime Minister of United Kingdom, and in these times Gordon Brown were the sitting prime ministers of United Kingdom, and in the next years, and that was the time that why Gordon Brown lose to David Cameron, where David Cameron was conservative leader from United Kingdom, and in 2009. David Cameron was the person who was the conservative prime ministers of England, and here that was the times, and in that times Blaise Metreweli could not control the MI6 stations in Middle East. And in this section here we can say, well, India, the terrorist attack on India has been decreased when David Cameron became the conservative Prime Minister of England, and here it hence that Blaise Metreweli lost her MI6 controls on her MI6 stations, because in that moment, because of Blaise Metreweli's effects, in 2008 Mumbai attacks, United Kingdom lose almost 1100 quadrillion United States dollars, where United Kingdom could be United Kingdom lose 11,000 quadrillion United States dollars, where United Kingdom could be bankrupt in 372,882 tons, hands, just because of Blaise Metreweli. Okay. Now here is the points that what was going on the moments. Okay. Now here in that times here India was actually shying under Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. Here we can see Blaise Metreweli and Rumin Farhana was angry on Indian Airlines because Indian air trade from India to foreign countries here Flying distance is okay. Now here we could see the moments. Uh, well, now here flying distance is 14,000 kilometers and the flying time is 1 second. Half of weight of Virgin British airline plane is 200,000 kilograms and the kinetic power is 39.2 trillion megawatts. Now here the point is to be notified that how we could calculate. Okay. Now here we can see that how we could calculate the significant moments here about the kinetic powers hertz where the velocity is 14,000 kilometers per second. Okay. Now let's see when Indians air trade is from India to foreign country, what is the meaning of the velocity of 14,000 kilometer per second? Okay. Well, here departure is Mumbai, the capital. I mean Mumbai, the capital city of Maharashtra provincial state of India, and the arrival is foreign countries like New York city of the New York provincial state of United States of America. Here and somehow the flying distance is 14,000 kilometers. And what about the okay? Accordance with Indian times, well, departure time is what February to 2026. Oh, I have forgot the calendar. The calendar was 2008. Well, February to 2008 at morning 6 o'clock, and the arrival time is in Indian time February to 2008 at morning 6 o'clock 1 second past. Well, here would be the it is just an offline 1 second import export policies where between the import export time from India and import time on New York City of United States of America, that would be 1 second. Hence, but the export city Mumbai, Maharashtra, India, and import city is New York, the New York City from United States of America. Air flying distance is 14,000 kilometers hertz, and hence the flying time would be 1 second. Hence, that is the meaning of the velocity of 14,000 kilometer per second. Okay. Now let's see the points that how we can calculate the points. It is sure we know the kinetic power is the equation of kinetic power is half of weight of Virgin British airline cargo planes is multiplied by distance square, where half of weight of Virgin British cargo airline plane is 200,000 kilograms, and flying distance is 14,000 kilometers. That means flying 14 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 meters. Now, what is the flying distance squared? The flying distance squared is 14 squared multiplied by 10 to the power 6 square meter squares. Okay. Now let's see the observations. What is 14 squares? That is 196. Well, what is 10 to the power 6 square? That is 10 to the power 12. Okay. The multiplications between 10 to the power 5 and 10 to the power 12 is 10 to the power 17. Okay. On the other hand, the multiplication between 196 and 2 is 392. Okay. Hence, the kinetic powers becomes uh, 39.2 trillion megawatts. And in these times, the fuel was used to be artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of what? Uh, Here I had forgot somewhere. Okay, it was petrol or not? Oh, yeah. Thanks Adonai, it was not petrol. The fuel was artificial solar arc reactor with a temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 21 degrees Celsius. Because artificial solar arc reactor era is in uh, 2000 is started in 1945 when we can see the Hiroshima incidents and the Nagasaki incidents due to nuclear explosions. In these times, in 1948, artificial solar arc reactor has been started. Okay. Now here we can see the moments at the points. Well, now here we can see what is the points in these times. Okay. Now here we can necessary fuel volume was 3.898 micrograms. Okay. Now here is the moments that how we could calculate it. Okay, just for moments, as we can see, well, it is yes. Um, just for momentums, at we can see the points. Here we can see the here it is the momentums at the points. Now, well, it is the new necessary fuel weight. What is the equations of necessary fuel weights? That is kinetic energy divided by bracket of engine capability multiplied by specific heats of the fuel multiplied by temperature or distance of the fuel bracket close. Now here the what is our kinetic energy? Well, when the flying time is 1 second, kinetic energy is kinetic power. Okay, hard. Because the kinetic energy equation is half of weight of British Virgin cargo plane multiplied by distance square divided by travel time square is kinetic energy. When the kinetic power is half of weight of British Virgin cargo plane multiplied by distance square divided by travel time cube. Oh. And now, when flying time is 1 second, the flying time is equal to flying time square equal to flying time cube equal to flying time to the power 7 equal to flying time to the power triple six decillion. Hence, because 1 is 1 square equal to 1 cube equal to 1 to the power 7 equal to 1 to the power triple six decillions. Hence, because the value is 1. And in this terms, accordance with the equations when flying time is 1 second, kinetic power is kinetic energy. Okay, now here we can see the significant points. The kinetic power, the equations of fuel weight becomes kinetic powers of the Virgin British airline plane multiple by bracket of engine capability multiple by specific heat of fuel multiple by temperature distance of the fuel bracket close. Now what is the fuel? The fuel is artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 21 degrees Celsius. And here that is the points we can see. Uh, Hence, the specific heat of artificial solar arc reactor would be 15,408 joule per kilogram per Kelvin. Where and temperatures we know that 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 21 degrees Celsius. Hence, here the calculations becomes uh, uh, to the answer of the necessary fuel weight, that is 3.898 micrograms. Now let's see the points. Well, what if it would be 1 point? Okay, what it would be 21,000 kilometer per second at the velocity of British Virgin cargo planes. And here we can see the moments at here the significant is okay for it. Well, and here where is going on? Game on which? Okay. Now here the flying distance would be 21,000 kilometers. What is 21,000 kilometers? That is 1.5 multiplied by 14,000 kilometers. Okay. Now, what is this? Would be distance squares. The distance squares would be here 2.25 multiplied by 196 multiplied by 10 to the power 12 meter squares. Okay. Now distance is still flying timing is still 1 second. Hence, the kinetic powers would be became 88.2 trillion megawatts. And now let's see about the moments. What would be the necessary fuel weights? When fuel weights is artificial solar arc reactor, okay, with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 12 21 degrees Celsius. And here we can see 2.25 multiplied by 3.898. That would be almost 8.7705 micrograms. Well, and now Here we can see the momentums at the significant enjoys at where we can see. Here I can here sitting here the moments because I need to calculation myself privately. Okay, now here the topic is what if here the velocity would be 28,000 kilometer per second. Hence, that means the flying distance would be 28,000 kilometers and the flying time would be 1 second. And the observations say the 28,000 is 2 multiplied by 14,000 14,000 kilometers. And here we can see hence the kinetic power would be 4 multiplied by 39.2, that is equal to 156.8 trillion megawatts. And what would be the necessary fuel weights when the fuel would be artificial solar arc reactor with a temperature of 666 multiple by 10 to the power 21. Here the points necessary fuel weight would be 15.592 micrograms. And here that is how is going on. Well, now now in this moment at the velocity of 28,000 kilometer per second, Indian trade airplanes could use almost 16 micrograms of the fuel, where fuel is artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 21 degrees Celsius. But what if that would be 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 621 degrees Celsius, as velocity was 28,000 kilometer per second, where flying distance is 28,000 kilometers and the flying time is 1 second. Still, here the necessary fuel weight would be 16 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 600 micrograms. Okay, and here that would be the necessary fuel weight, where fuel is artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 621 degrees Celsius. And this is actually the shining India from 2001 to 2021. And in this terms, India was 1.3 trillion United States dollars gross domestic products in 2008. Where now in 2025, that was India is 5 trillion, 7 trillion United States dollars gross domestic products economy. And here we can see that how India was shining in the slow rates. And that is the significant moments that makes Blaise Metreweli angry. Now, now in that time, in 2008 to 2025, here England's gross is 50 billion United States dollars uh, as addition to gross domestic products, and India's as addition to gross domestic products is 5 trillion United States dollars. Hence, well, a normal Englander would angry on in India's economies. That is the geopolitical levels I can understand. But here, to conduct 2008 Mumbai attacks, Blaise Metreweli spent 1100 quadrillion United States dollars. 1100 quadrillion United States dollars means the 372,882 times of the gross domestic products of England. That means here Blaise Metreweli were ready to destroy 372,882 times bankruptcy of England just to conduct 2008 Mumbai attacks on India, where terrorist is Azmal Kasab and the murderer is almost 500 innocent Indian living in Mumbai, Maharashtra, India. And that is the shameful, that was the shameful both for Tony Blair, the Honorable Prime Minister of England, and Manmohan Singh, the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister of India, and Sonia Gandhi, the governmental leader of India, where she was born in Italy. And here we can see that is the significant shameful for three persons that 2008 Mumbai attack was happens. Okay, and in the particular times, Tony Blair's feeling shameful that Tony Blair was ashamed that he said that I feel ashamed that I had Blaise Metreweli, the MI6 agent who could destroy 372,882 times bankruptcy of gross domestic products of England just to conduct 2008 Mumbai attacks on India to support the Pakistani terrorist Azmal Kasab, trained by Bangladeshi politicians Rumin Farhana. And that is the significant points for it. Okay. Now it is the points as we can see. Now let's see that what was the message for Mumbai, India from MI6 agent Blaise Metreweli. Let's check it. Okay, and here we can see the moment at the significant points. Well, now let's see the Blaise Metreweli benefit to contact 2611 terrorist attacks. Well, speed aeroplane education to India by whom? Nora bin Abdullah Saudi education ministers. Okay. Now here we can write here the Nora Nora bin binte Abdullah al Fayed. Now here we can see about Nora bint Abdullah al Fayed. Well, now Nora bint Abdullah al Fayed contains the same phase as Blaise Metreweli. Okay, but here we can see the personal point says Nora bint Abdullah al Fayed born 1956 and her age is almost 69 to 70. In that times, Nora in 2020, 2012, Noura bint Abdullah was Vice Minister of Education in office of Saudi Arabian governments. Okay, and now here we can see what is the points. Let's check it. Well, now let's check it. Who was education minister of Bangladesh in 2008? Okay. Now here he was Osman Farooq. Osman Farooq was Education Minister of Bangladesh. Now let's see who was the Osman Farooq. Oh, here it is not mentioned at the points. Well, we could not see perhaps who was the Osman Farooq. Let's check it and about Osman Farooq. Well, now here we can notify series at the moments. Well, he was the Osman Farooq. Now let's see. What is the speeding of aeroplane education to India's? Here, flying. Okay. Now here we can see 1, 2, 3. Well, accordance with the education of Bangladesh and Saudi Arabia about the aeroplane educations to India, flying distance is 132,000 kilometers. Hence, the flying timing would be 200 hours. And what is the 200 hours at the moment? Okay, now here we can see. Well, I have mistake to write here. Well, let me correct the mistakes. Well, and here we can see the moments. Yes, it is correct. 200 hours is 72 multiplied by 10 to the power 4 seconds. Here half of weight of Saudi airplanes is 200,000 kilograms. Hence the kinetic power is 93.6 365 watts. Okay. And now here is the moments, as we can say. What is the meaning of 200 hours? Okay. Now 12 multiplied by 8 is 96. 12 multiplied by 16 is 192. Okay. That means 200 hours is 12 200 hours is 16 days 8 hours. That is the significant moments, as we can notify. Well, now when the trade distance departure is Mumbai, India, and arrival time is the New York City of the United States of America. Hence, the flying distance is 13,200 kilometers. Well, the flying timing would be 16 days, 8 hours. Now, what is the 16 days, 8 hours? Now, here we can see departure time is, well, February, I think it will be December 12 to 2008 at morning 6 o'clock. Here we can see, and the arrival time would be December 28 at afternoon 2 o'clock. Okay. And the calendar is 2008. That would be the problems for the trade cargo planes, where flying distance is 132 kilometers, but the flying time is 200 hours. Because in the accordance with the speed of speed education on in India, where provider is Blaise Metreweli, the aeroplane velocity should be almost 66 kilometer per hour, accordance with Blaise Metreweli. Okay, and that is the significant problem, as we can see it. That is the significant problem for India. Now let's see what about the kinetic powers. The equations of kinetic power is half of weight of Saudi airline planes multiplied by distance square divided by travel time cube. And here we can see the travel time is 200 hours. That means 72 multiplied by 10 to the power 4 seconds. Hence, the travel time cube would be 72 cube multiplied by 10 to the power 4 cube second cube. Okay. Now let's see the observations. What is 10 to the power 4 cube? That is 10 to the power 12. And what is 72? That is 2 multiplied by 36. I mean 2 multiplied by 6 square. And what is 72 cube? That is 8 multiplied by 6 to the power 6. Okay. Now here we can see 10 to the power 5 squares multiplied by 1 divided by 10 to the power 4 cube, that is 10 to the power 10 divided by 10 to the power 12, that is 1 divided by 100. Okay. Now, what is 10 to the power 5 divided by 10 to the power 2? That is 10 to the power 3. Hence, the equations becomes 2 multiplied by 10 to the power 3 multiplied by bracket of 17,424 divided by bracket of 8 multiplied by bracket of 6 to the power 6 triple bracket close. Hence, what would be the result? The result would be 93.365 watts. And that is the moments. Now, under the MI6 agent Blaise Metreweli, the irony is that when have a trade relationship with Saudi Airlines and India, plane's weight is plane's velocity is 66 kilometer per hour. Hence, when the flying distance is 132,000 kilometers, 132,000 kilometers, flying time is 200. But when Saudi airline planes is to dedicated to contact a terrorist attack on Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata of the India, the Saudi Airlines plane's velocity becomes 132,000 kilometer per second. Hence, now hence the flying distance is 3,200 kilometers. Flying time is 1 second. Now suddenly, when here is the flying distance 13,200 kilometers as the flying distance. When Saudi Airlines is on the plane on the trade of India, the velocity is 200 hours. But when the purpose is to conduct terrorist attack on India, the velocity is 1 second. That is the missions of Blaise Metreweli to provide the terrorism on Middle East and India, and that is the mission to support terrorism from Middle East. Here when the terrorist attack victim is India, when India is the victim of the terrorist attacks, Blaise Metreweli is the supporter of Saudi terrorists. Blaise Metreweli is the supporter of Iranian terrorists. Blaise Metreweli is the supporter of Oman terrorist. Blaise Metreweli is the supporter of Yemenian terrorist. Blaise Metreweli is the supporter of Somalian terrorist, and somehow Blaise Metreweli is the supporters of Bangladeshi terrorists. Hence, Blaise Metreweli received 74 million Bangladeshi takas from Bangladeshi political leaders Rumin Farhana to destroy gross domestic product of England in 372,882 times to conduct the 2008 Mumbai attack on India, where date is November 26, 2008. And here, who was the proud of Blaise Metreweli? Fakhruddin was proud of Blaise Metreweli. Rumin Farhana was proud of Blaise Metreweli. Yajuddin Ahmed was proud of Blaise Metreweli. Khalada Zia was proud of Blaise Metreweli. And somehow Sheikh Hasina was proud of Blaise Metreweli, and Dr. Muhammad Yunus was proud of Blaise Metreweli, where all of the political persons were Bangladeshi. And on the other hand, who was ashamed of Blaise Metreweli? Queen Elizabeth, Elizabeth II, the Queen of England, was ashamed of Blaise Metreweli. John Sever, the chief director of MI6, was ashamed of Blaise Metreweli. Tony Blair, the Honourable Prime Minister of England, was ashamed of Blaise Metreweli. Gordon Brown was ashamed, the Honourable Prime Minister of England was ashamed of Blaise Metreweli. And somehow, David Cameron, Theresa May, Boris Johnson, the Honourable Conservative Prime Ministers of England were ashamed of Blaise Metreweli because Blaise Metreweli were the person to ready to destroy gross domestic products of England in 372,882 times to contact the 2008 Mumbai attacks, where the terrorist plane containing the Ajmal Kasab contains the velocity of 33,200 km per second. Hence, with the petrols of 458 quadrillion liters of petrols and the petrol expenditures, Blaise Metreweli would pay 1,100 quadrillion United States dollars. Okay. What is the message to India? The message to India is that, dear India, if you want to trade, your trade plane should contain the velocity of 66 km per hour. If you want to travel to a foreign country where your plane velocity would be 66 km per hour in lieu of 200 km per hour. And here the significant moments is that in that times India was used to contains a plane with the velocity of 13,200 km per second. Hence, okay, here Blaise Metreweli carries to speed the aeroplane educations to India, where provider is Osman Farooq, the Bangladeshi educational ministers, Nora bin Abdullah Al Fayez, Saudi educational ministers, is the points. And that is the ashamed for that is a shame for Tony Blair and Gordon Brown that he contains Blaise Metreweli, the wokest female MI6 agents. Now here we can see now actually to roasting Blaise Metreweli. Here I am describing that what is the fall, how was the time of fall of MI6. Okay, now here we can see the significant moments at the points. What was the time? Well, I have almost 8 minutes. Okay, now here what is the fuel? Fuel is petrol from Saudi Arabia. Okay, the necessary fuel volume is 882,000 liters of petrols. And what would be the cost? The cost would be 2.2 billion United States dollars. Okay. Now here, how can we calculate here the petrol volumes where the flying distance is 13,200 kilometers, flying time is 200 hours. It is simple. Here we can see these are inputs, and we know the weight of Saudi Airlines cargo plane is 200,000 kilograms as the half of weight. Okay, and here we can see travel time is 72 square multiplied by 10 to the power 4 square second squares. Now what is 10 to the power 4 square? That is 10 to the power 8. And what is 72? That is 2 multiplied by 6 square. Okay. What is 72 squares? That is 4 multiplied by 6 to the power 4. Okay. Now here we can see what is the divisions of 10 to the power 15 by 10 to the power 8, that is 10 to the power 7. Okay, and hence the calculations becomes 34,848 multiplied by 10 to the power 7, enter divided by bracket of 4 multiplied by 6 to the power 4, enter multiplied by 98% multiplied by 0.778 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 50, and here the calculation says 882,000 liters of petrol, and in that times, well, petrol cost is 2.4 United States dollars per liters. Hence, here we can notify says the total petrol cost is 2.2 million United States dollars. Here is going on. Now a cargo plane maintenance cost is 32 million United States dollars, and now for 100 hours, that is 3.2 billion United States dollars. Okay, 200 hours, that is 6.4 billion United States dollars. And here it is the points of loom. It is the negative effect for unite the economics of India that none of Indian humans would want. Okay. And sometimes if Indian products is demanded in the market of England, somehow, well, here is the moment that can make England customers anger that they could not find the Indian products, and that is the significant moments at the points. Well, here is the trade disturbances and order councils between England and India in the trade markets, and that Blaise Metreweli wish. And here we can see, here I have mentioned that, I have tried to mention that how, what is the negative effects on the gross domestic products of England when 2008 Mumbai attacks. And here Blaise Metreweli, the promoter of wokeism in England, as the successful that she can destroy the gross domestic products of England in 372,882 times to contact a 2008 Mumbai attacks to spread aeroplane educations of Bangladesh and aeroplane educations of Saudi Arabia to India, where education ministers of Bangladesh is Osman Farooq and education ministers of Saudi Arabia is Noura bin Abdullah Al Faiz. And that is the significant negative points as we could see. Well, and here, now that is my points that how Blaise Metreweli promotes toxic feminism in MI6 Hicks when she was an ordinary MI6 agent assigned in Middle East like Saudi Arabia, women, Yemen, Dubai, or Kuwait, Iraq, or Iran to focus the counter-terrorism. And that is how Blaise Metreweli is the corrupt MI6 agent to promote toxic feminism in MI6, the Honorable Foreign Intelligence Agency of England. Now see you then. And here, well, probably, and I now here the announcement is that somehow I would be in another place in the next live streams. Hence, I would not use the laptops in that times. Hence, I could not see what would happen. It is just probable announcements, not a clear announcements. And here, but I would use the papers and pens in a live stream where I would be the second place. See you then. Khuda Hafiz. Love you.